When it's cold outside, I got the month of May. We've got May here in the Hudson Valley. Beautiful scent of flowers in the air. Some blooming has already ended, and the flowers fell off. Those pink and white flowers. um, Karen Phillips is first tonight. Hi, Jack and everyone. Hi, Karen. I better have a swig of water. Hey, the Grand Poobah, the Tennessee Titan from Sale Something, Tennessee. Todd Bradshaw. Hello, Jack and everyone. M. Silver from the Lone Star State. Are you back there or are you still in Avon, Oklahoma? Patrick Wilburn, good evening. Sharon D. Where are you from, Sharon D? Hello. Nancy DeMarco. Maybe you were the one in Oklahoma now that I think about it. Hello, Jack and family. You were in Avon, right? I'm confused. No, you weren't. Maybe you were. I don't know. Hello, Chris Starry. How you feeling? Hello, hello. Welcome. You just got home, says M. Silver. Okay. Heather is here. Hi, Heather. Jupiter's Realm. Hello. You're in Virginia, Sharon D. Okay, what a great state. I can't believe that your governor's term is almost already up. It feels like he just got in there. I would say if you're only going to allow one term, allow 6 years. But they change every 4 years. But he can run again after 4 years. The lieutenant governor that you have there, what is her name? She seems very competent and likable. So she will probably be your next governor. Pam Donnelly is here. Kepjo. No, I'm not saying that right, I'm sure. Kepi Joe, 444. Hello, everyone. Kathy, that's easier. Kathy from British Columbia. The Grand Patriarch, Richard Lyon, joins us from West Palm Beach, Florida. Do you make the scene down there, Richard? Do you go out to some cool places and find famous people in your midst? And then you tell them you're the Grand Patriarch from Worldwide Ramblings? Hi, I'm in Deer Creek, Oklahoma, says Brenda Gaskill. Very nice. A lot of the deer satisfy their thirst at that creek. Rhonda Wolf. Hello. Miles Wright is here. Hi. Brenda Noyce is joining us. Jill Colby. By pretty quick here. Jill Colby. Hello, Jack. Jill from Tennessee. Yeah. Tammy Griffin. Hello from Lexington. I always think of the movie The Terminal. Victor Navorsky saying he was going to 111 Lexington, Tennessee. Finally caught you live. Yeah, Tammy Griffin. Not related to my former dentist in the 60s, I'm sure. Tammy Griffin, Dr. Griffin. Can't remember his first name, but he had a son named Joey Griffin. I don't live in Avon. I know you don't. But I do live in Oklahoma. Yeah. But you've never been to me. Judy Wright, not Betty Wright, the cleanup woman. I mean, she really cleans up. Judy Wright joins us. Hi. Welcome. Lots of Okies. Yeah, I think we got a fair bunch of Okies from Muskogee here. Anybody from Muskogee? Teresa Pano, hello from Tupelo, birthplace of Elvis Presley. Have you heard of him? Barbara Kendall, BK, good evening, Jack and everyone. Scary time if Governor Winston Sears, she has my vote. Scary time Governor Winston Sears. That's she has my vote. Seems like a nice woman. Seems like a nice conservative woman. Nancy, and in memoriam Terry Whitmore. Good evening, Jack. Todd saying hello to Tessie, Tammy, Tessie J. Todd Bradshaw. Yeah. And Jane Justice as well. Good evening. Look at that. Sam Semi, I didn't even know you were here. Wow. It is going fast tonight. I'm losing my place because it's going so fast. It jumped up. We got 81 watching. Good evening, Jack and everyone. Starting to rain here in Kingsport, Tennessee. We had a dickens of a lightning storm for a little while this afternoon. Knocked out power for Polka Sean about 3 miles up the road, but not cheer. I just went out to remove our nighttime lights that we got when we were up in Kennebunk, Maine from Chaz at the motel. Hello, Chaz. And I just put them on the ground because the wind was starting to blow. We didn't want them to blow over into the bushes. And as I was going towards the door, there was a bolt of lightning on the porch. If it had happened just a few seconds later, I don't know. I might have looked a lot different. I might have had a perm. Let's see here. I'll jump down to Mr. Slim Jiggy. Good evening, Jack, from New York. What part of New York? Christine Tackett, you're new. Good evening, sir. Good evening, Christine. Where are you from? I'm sorry, Christian. Christian, I meant to say that. Where are you from, Christian? Buddy McDaniel joins us. He's a return visitor. That's good. Hello, Jack. Richard says you never know who you can meet down here in Palm Beach, I bet. So tell us an amusing story. All about it. Sandra Fair, hello, hi. Sam Semi and Liz Moore. Hi, Liz from Alabama. We get a nice smattering of Alabama people as well. So welcome, Liz. Tell us what's going on down there in your neck of the woods of Alabama. Sam Semi is here, and he hits the thanks button down there for $2.79. We're in the month of May now, so it's a brand new month. Once again, I am flexing my muscles trying to get this big ball up a hill. Elvis lives, says Sam Semi. What are you, some kind of conspiracy nut, Sam Semi? Not Large Marge from the Pee Wee Herman movie. She was a trucker. I don't think this Marge Gates is. Hello, Jack and everyone. Hi. And Brenda's going crazy in the one chat after another. One comment after another. I can't keep up, though. Sam is waving. Exactly 1 year ago tonight, says Tess J, I was sitting in a hospital holding my sweet husband's hand while he slowly died. Isn't that sad? Yes, because I usually say that J in the memorial, and as not a day goes by, I'm sure you don't remember that. We're getting a thunderstorm here in this is not hard to pronounce, Jack. You should know how to do it. Emmaus, Pennsylvania. Pastor Bob is awesome, says Liz Moore. Saw him in person. Walks, talks, and you can feel his music go right through you. Beautiful. Been watching for a couple of years now. Yes. His audience is growing on the internet and in person. So the new church will be open soon. We'll talk a little bit about that tonight. Two different people telling me different things. Nancy DeMarco is saying she specifically heard June 1st, Sunday, June 1st. Someone told me the 11th of May. I think the very same person who was in the sanctuary with you. Isn't that funny? I think, but I could be wrong. I could be right, although I could be crazy. Then again, Richard Lyon, it just may be a lunatic you're looking for. No, don't turn off the lights, Richard. No. Wait till Vivian Lee Lyon is around. Is she around? Is she around? Yes, people saying sorry to do you have a loss too, Jane? Because I know Tess J certainly did. I miss things because they go by so fast. Rhonda Wolf, Tammy, I think Robert Wayne Joyce has music ability greater than Elvis. That's kind of silly, Rhonda Wolf. Wanda Wilf. That's not MILF. I didn't say Rhonda MILF. What is MILFrine, Richard? Don't tell me, okay? It's not like you don't know. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but he can't sing as well. Oh, I see what you're saying. You're saying he's better on the guitar, piano, maybe? The other Bob that's older, I think, is Elvis. Okay, well, you sort of redeemed yourself there. For a moment, I thought you were comparing Robert Wayne to who some people think Bob Joyce is. Yes, Vivian is here. She said hi. Hello, Vivian Lee Lyon. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And yeah, MILF. It has something to do with a milkman from France. I think that's what it is, Richard. Something to do with a milkman from France. They still have milkmen there, you know. They come and clatter glass bottles at 4 a.m. We talked about that last week. Not a robot. Oh, good. We don't want those robots here. They're always trying to do something bad. Where are you from, not a robot? You should be able to answer me if you're not a robot. You've been down the habit hole. Well, that's me. I've been down a lot of habit holes. Don't try to turn that into something dirty, Richard. I know your type. I've been down a whole lot of rabbit holes, and sometimes I just don't want to go down a rabbit hole. You know, people want me to go down the JFK rabbit hole, the Michael Jackson rabbit hole, the Four Brothers. Oh, brother. Oh, brother. There's Tony, and there's Jimmy Ellis, and there's Orion, and there's Brian, and there's you know, oh, forget it. It's too much for my head. I mean, like this story isn't weird enough. Jane Justice hits the thank button for $3. Brad coming in. I think I hear him. It's like Bigfoot. Bigfoot is coming in. You're in Tennessee. How far are you from where Mr. Todd Bradshaw is? He's in something with a sail in it. They must have a lake there. That's my theory. They must have a lake. So thank you, Jane Justice, for hitting the thanks button for $3 in the merry, merry month of May. Tammy Griffin, Rhonda. Elvis actually played at least 4 instruments, all self-taught. He heard a song once and could play it. Really. That's why I'm wondering if there's sheet music in front of him. That reminds me, Tammy Griffin, of the time there was a Sunday night jam, VIP only. You must be a musician or with a musician. You know, they're not going to separate a man from his wife or a wife from his man because she plays the cello and he just pays the bills, you know what I'm saying? Or she's playing the cello. No. So he looked on some sheet music after, I guess they took a break or what have you, went in for some refreshments, and he just glanced at the sheet music, maybe a new song that Pastor Bob was working on. And he told me, this is a source that is, well, he's a little flaky, though, so I'm never sure. He said he saw on that sheet the initials EAP. That and $6 will get you a cup of coffee at the Starbucks. Just don't expect a lot of double shots of this and that. Oh my God. Talk about dealing with persnickety people that come into Starbucks. They have to pay well. They'd have nobody working there. Sam Semi, 99 cents now on the thanks button. Thank you very much, Sam Semi. Thank you, Jane Justice. And I'll be thanking people from that very successful video we have up right now. May not be up forever, so watch it while you can. I'll talk about that. Syracuse Jack. Ah, yes. Oh, Syracuse Jack. I got it. Got to come up to your fair. Never been there, and I live in the state of New York. They don't have Jimmy Sturr this year, I don't think. They have had him a few times, probably over the years, a lot of times, but less and less as the years go on, and they have all these people I've never heard of, you know. I can't get excited about the musical entertainment. Sharon D is taking a poll on Pastor Bob Joyce. Is he or isn't he? Todd says, okay, he's saying hello to Brenda there. I'm way back now. I got to go up further. D. Lyle is here. Or Lyle. Let's change that to Lyle. D. Lyle. Hello, Jack from Indiana wants me. Lord, I can't go back there. No. That's one of the 49 states I'm wanted in. It's been a while. It has. It has. You try to message me on Facebook Messenger, but I don't usually pick up there. Richard Lyon, I was 10 feet from Ann Cutler about a month ago. She's one of my favorites, but I didn't want to bother her. Are you talking about the conservative author with the long blonde hair that used to be on all the time and we don't see as much? Because I don't know who Ann Cutler is, but I know who Ann... Oh, I can't pull that out of my head. Oh, I can't pull it out of my head. Tell when you... Marianne Rossi, not Donna Rossi, is here. Hello, Jack and everyone. I just started lighting. Oh, you started experiencing lightning and thunder in your body and pouring forth. Wow, you can work as a nightlight now. Oh dear, thunder and lightning. Be careful. Don't go out with a lightning rod in your right or left hand, huh? Lost my husband 10 years ago. Here it is now, which I didn't see. And now his brother passed away this week. Isn't that something? So sorry, Jane Justice. So very sorry. Gail George, hello, everyone, including Sam Semi. Let's see here. Let's go down a little further now. I'm getting disoriented, which has nothing to do with Oriental people. And by the way, you can't use the word Oriental anymore. It's not apropos. Remember that, Richard. Asian. Not to be confused with Asia, who had one hit, Heat of the Moment. That's it. That's really it. Come on. One hit. But they got to back up Lou Gramm for a tour, and he sang all the foreigner tunes. So that's about 22, 23 hits, including a couple of solo songs from Lou. But he's well past his prime. We have to say that. I think he may be back with Foreigner, but, you know, it's tough. It's tough at this point. It's even tougher for 92-year-old Willie Nelson. You're going to see Willie Nelson, a legend, but don't expect much at this point, you know. But he's got other musicians with him, of course, including his son. So you'll have a good show. But Willie has very little left in the tank. It's almost kind of scary to see him on stage. So, yes, I know my type too, LOL. Uh-huh. Yes, I know. My type too. I think that's how he meant it. That's how he meant it. At least I thought so too tonight. Jack, you got to go to Household of Faith and see for yourself. Well, as Ronald Reagan would start every sentence with, well, there's a lot going on and there's other things swirling around in my head. We'll talk a little bit about that tonight. Look, it's 10:20 already. I haven't said anything that could even be remotely considered content. If Bob is an Elvis, he is not singing those words. I am 61 years old. Oh, a youngin'. And no one can sing like Elvis. Words pronounced exactly the same. Here's Don Stribling. I can't imagine you more charming than that episode where you were enjoying Bob's new song. Well, thank you. Yes, we had a lot of fun with that one. Notice I'm keeping the water far away from the control board. Thank God you're not saying there's any problem with the audio, even though I spilled a little water into it and then I had to dump it. We were sounding like I was underwater and staticky. I think God preserved the board, and that's a nice. I don't want to have to buy another board. If I did, I'd buy a much smaller one, since I'm technically only using one pot. In other words, one volume level, and that's for my voice. And I don't have a Rolls Royce. Richard does. Richard does. We don't like to talk about it, but he does. Yes. Jesus, Jesus, da, da, save me from sin. That video is up. Me singing along with the mic pushed back. I'm not, we were able to play that song for you, and I think they even allowed a sharing of the monetization. So that's a very Christian thing to do. Thank you very much, Household of Faith, and the publishing company. Talking about from the Safely Home CD with Pastor Bob Joyce. Get a copy. You go right over there to bobjoyce.org, bobjoyce.org, and you'll find a way to order a copy, perhaps an autographed copy of the CD Safely Home. It's been kind of a rough patch here lately with the being too provocative and what have you. I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. I want to tone that down. I'm talking about coming from me and what I choose to put on the air. What I choose to put on the air. I was enjoying that song. I picked that as one of the 2 or 3 hits on there. Really 3 or 4 maybe. Jesus, Jesus, save me from sin. Amen, amen, amen. I'll claim that. Sail Creek. Now, why can't I remember that? 2 words, Sail Creek. Close, Jack. Not so close. Do you have a boat, Todd? Do you have a vessel? Or do you rent one to go out on the creek? Oh, it's just a creek. I mean, you could, you can't, it's not like you're on the rapids, and you shouldn't go on the rapids. We have a place right up here. What the heck do they call it now? Every year somebody drowns. Tip over in a canoe, tip over in a, the other thing, kayak. No, I don't go in single engine planes. I don't go in a whirly bird that has a thing called the Jesus nut. Because if that one nut goes, you're going to meet Jesus, and I'm not sure I'm ready. I mean, I'm ready in the sense that I did confess Jesus as my Savior and receive Him in 1984, but I feel I can do more before I face the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Be more obedient. We're talking about obeying. That's what Pastor Bob Joyce did. I'm going to get to that. Rhonda is the first person to feel. I think you're saying that both men can conceivably be in the pulpit at Household of Faith, Rhonda. You've seen both of them and then been able to compare, or you saw it on video. I think that's what you're saying. No one's ever said that before, Rhonda. No one's ever said that. So an original comment there. Hey, Jack, Linda Justice. Well, hey, Linda. How you doing? Wow, it's going fast. All of a sudden, I lose the stream. And I don't know where I'm seeing Script Boy. We have a Script Boy. There must be a lot. Yeah, there's 118 and 44, and I haven't done an ounce of comment. This is a layback thing. There's no big, thing here that's going to draw what the new video is drawing. If my father was Elvis, says Sammy, I would scream from the Empire State Building. Well, you have to pay to take the tour. You have to pay to get up on that, on the top there. Don't try to do a freebie now. And for goodness sakes, don't jump. Don't do it. I have so much faith I can jump from the Empire State Building. You'll be a splat. You'll be a splat, and they might even call you a brat. Jupiter's Realm says, Jack, have you always been an Elvis fan? Always? Well, certainly I noticed him in the 60s, when I was grooving out to the Beatles, the Stones, Gary Puckett, MacArthur Park by Richard Harris, Reach Out in the Darkness by Friend and Lover, a husband and wife double. I think it's time to get together. I can't remember how it goes. Dun, dun, dun. Reach out in the darkness, reach out in the darkness, and you may find a friend. What a great song from 68. One hit wonder, Friend and Lover, a husband and wife duo. And where you been? Ha, Willie Nelson. That's Willie with an I-E there, Ann. Come on now. Ann Coulter. Is that what you were saying? Just brought that to mind. When I saw Ann again, Ann Coulter, is that who you saw? Richard Lyon? And was she nice? Because it doesn't seem she always is. I like her more than I used to. Willie Nelson, I'll tell you, he's just strumming that guitar, the vocals. He kind of talks the vocals, Lou Gramm is doing a lot of talking of the vocals and then trying to sing part of the verse. Yeah, that's what happens. Ted Richards is blowing my horn for Shelley. Blowing my horn for Shelley. Is Shelley Belly here? We have several Shelleys. One is Shell. Sophie Craig is here. Where are you from, Sophie? I hate to miss people. If I do, yeah, Coulter. That's right. Now you got it, Richard Lyon. You threw me a curveball. You threw me a Mariano Rivera. You did. What'd he throw? The knuckleball, right? The knuckleball. I don't even know the difference, Richard. I think it has to do with the way you place your fingers on there. Mariano Rivera could show another pitcher how he does it, and they still couldn't do it. And why would he show them? You can see it kind of on screen, of course. Don't know if I've ever heard Robert Wayne, says Tammy Griffin. Well, yeah, that's interesting. Stephen Spielich. Hello, Jack. Who is R.W. Robert Wayne Joyce, who married Willena Hattie in 1975, we believe, when Elvis Presley was still very much active. Oh, boy, here come the photos again. Yeah, that's who he is. Yes, eh? Robert Wayne Joyce, when he was young. Robert Wayne Joyce, when he was young. Father of Matt and Sabrina Joyce. I'm still not sure about Tom. Someone showed me a picture of, well, this is Tom's father. And sure enough, this guy with the white hair looks like he could be Tom Joyce's father. I don't know this. I don't know. We speak of possibilities, and I'm not going to speak as many. Here is Robert Wayne Joyce and a young Willena. In the 70s, late 70s. No way did he morph into this man here. No, he did not. But sure enough, as he got older, he did look more like Elvis. Did Robert Wayne have cosmetic surgery to look even more like Elvis? He had the time to do it. Pastor Bob has never had the time to do it because when we saw him in 2011, well, my goodness, he looked very much like Elvis. Chubby, chubby, um, singing in his first church there. Talking voice sounded exactly like Elvis then, and the singing voice sounded exactly like Elvis as well. So that is Robert Wayne. So we have talked a long time about the two Bob Joyce theory, Robert Wayne, and it gets really confusing when you see Willina with both men at different times. It's the most confusing story one could ever want to um, think about tackling. Think about tackling. So as Robert Wayne got older, first of all, young Robert Wayne Joyce was in the service, and I think maybe in Germany too. I think he said that. Oh, wait a minute. I don't think he said. I think somebody else said that. I think Pastor Bob Joyce said he was in the service in Germany. I don't have that footage, but anyway, um, as Robert Wayne got older, I'm not as convicted about this picture as I would be about some others. That's young Robert Wayne Joyce. And look at the eyes. Is that older Robert Wayne Joyce? Here's Bob Joyce looking the age that he could be, you see. So we show these a lot because there's always new people. Script boy. Did you work on Dark Shadows as a script boy? That would really impress me if you said yes. Script boy, if Bob is an Elvis, why does he keep making Elvis references and mannerisms, etc.? Seems disingenuous. Hey, there's a big word, Richard. Have you ever said the word disingenuous, Richard? To say you want to keep the focus on God and then allow others to believe the rumor and then the DNA test. Well, script boy, we tell this whole story. God's plan for potentially, possibly, speak of possibilities, could be wrong about the whole thing. It's still one of the greatest stories of all times, even if I'm wrong. God had a plan for Elvis to preach the gospel. His ways are not your ways. He doesn't check with you. He doesn't check with me in the way he does them. But what you're talking about is valid. No, he's not interested in a DNA test. He likes doing what he's doing, preaching in a small church, but it's getting bigger, where 75% of the congregation on any given Sunday are visitors. They're going to have the new sanctuary open soon, but it's not going to be big enough. They know that. And they're going to supposedly start work on the same property, 9 acres of land, about 10 minutes from where they are right now. So this is all I can tell you, script boy. The people that are here love Pastor Bob Joyce. Okay. They love him. They're not looking for him to have a DNA test. They believe God is using him in a mighty way. And so you got to come into this group knowing that this is a group that loves Pastor Bob Joyce and believes he's doing God's work. And we don't have all the answers. We don't have all the answers. All we know is that you just have to watch the man preach and sing and know that he's for real. I believe he's for real. I don't have all the answers. I've been doing this topic since 2011, but I don't think it's sinister. I don't think it's evil. I think he's a good man. And I think most of the people here do, you know. So don't mind people that have a different opinion, but if it becomes a point you want to keep making over and over again, then it isn't long before people say, "Hey, we don't need this." You know what I mean? Like I don't go into the groups that don't believe Bob could possibly be Elvis and try to make my points. I just don't do it. You know, first of all, it, they'll be on that trigger so quick to get me out of there. I mean, because look at the rules in some of these groups, including uh, the the groups that do believe Bob is Elvis. That's what they say. They don't qualify it. I say maybe. I speak of possibilities. I could be wrong about the whole thing. Sam Semi says yes. We have answers. Jack, you are right. He is a great man. I believe that. I am fascinated by this story. Don't be too fascinated now, because more important is Jesus, 148. Wow. It must be because, Richard, you're so good looking. It's because you're so good looking. Don't you tell Vivian Lyon how fortunate she is, how I won't use the word lucky, how blessed she is every week, every day, maybe. Hi, Jack. It's uh it's like the COVID shots. You either believe it or not. Remember that show, Ripley's Believe It or Not? 158 people, right? That's because of this new video that's up. Teresa Panel, I was gifted the general ticket last year. The general ticket, but the ones with the pricier tickets, you get to sit closer. It would be great to meet you. I used to date someone from Lexington, LOL. Hey, J Cat. Hello, Jack. Hope how's your weekend? Very mellow. Just didn't leave the house. I mean, I left the house, but to go to the gazebo, heard a little of the Jimmy Sturr polka party out there. Um, we watched a few episodes of Dark Shadows this afternoon before I went out there. Karen is dealing with this pain issue this coming week. We're going to the surgeon, so I don't know what I'm going to be available to do this year, in terms of going somewhere. And funds are tight. People have been more generous lately, and that's helping me out. But I know what is required of me to keep it hot in terms of the other part of this channel, which is the views and the pre-recorded videos. And I'm probably going to ease up from that. So I'm going to be more reliant on the people here. I'll talk about that in a second. Jackie Organ, hi everyone. I believe that you hit every nail in the head or on the head. In the storage, Jack. Yes, I hit the hail on the Ned. What movie is that from? No one ever said last week. A drunk person said to another person, "You hit the hail on the Ned." Why would I even bring that up since I shouldn't be watching that movie? Angie Fowler, my father had every album, and I heard that voice daily growing up. Only just found a video of Pastor Joyce. Wow, you knew immediately. Lynn Redgrave is here. Hi. Lynn Redgrave. Yes, she is a ghost. A ghost toasties. Hi, Lynn. Michael Tuza. Good day from Australia. So you're in fall now. I put that in my description to this video that we're having the beautiful spring weather now, and you are having fall. Meant to say in the story, I think you hit every nail on the head. Oh, I think every net on the hail is more fun. Jack, says Richard Lyon, how are you not going there? Take your time, Richard, when you copy, when you type, or have Vivian Lee Lyon be your executive secretary and pay her to do it. This is your main topic. You have to fully understand and know it for sure. If it's possible, I will do it. But as I say, with this likely surgery coming up with Karen, I just don't know when. Todd Bradshaw from Tennessee is saying hello to you, Michael. Good day. I was working in a nursing home, Alzheimer's unit. There was a diehard Elvis fan there who insisted he is dead. I pulled up Pastor Bob singing on my phone, and she actually said, "It sounds like him." Yeah. All right, I'm going to leave this screen of comments to go. I can't see anything. Richard, don't type now. To look at our biggest, fastest rising video that I can remember. I'm not sure about this because we've been doing this since 2018, but confronting Bob Joyce face to face, I can't think of a video that grew this fast. We're approaching, well, let's go to analytics and I'll tell you what it actually is because it's always a lower count here. First, it says views are 3 to 2 times higher than usual. More regular viewers are choosing to watch it, and they're watching it longer. Amen. If only I was more happy with it. 41 new subscribers off this video we just put up at 11 a.m. Friday morning, I think. 9,000 views in the last 48 hours. There you go. We have hit 9,000 views. And so now let me go back to the video. Confronting Bob Joyce face to face. Looking at the comments section here. Thank you, Belinda Taylor, for hitting the thanks button in this video, confronting Bob Joyce face to face. Thanks. And she hit the thanks button for $20. Thank you very much, Belinda. Shell Durst, trying to make a point about the witness protection program. I'm not sure he was in the witness protection program, to be honest with you. I'm less and less sure than I might have been a few years ago. So I'm not sure I would agree that he can't be who he was if he wanted to be, especially if he worked it out with the people who own the name. Ted Richards, Pastor Bob's answer, I am who I am. That's what he said, to allegedly, but now we have someone that is disagreeing with that was ever something that happened. That's a whole other story. J Cat was with us for that video. And now some people are saying his name is Robert Brian Joyce. In other words, it wasn't someone that just came on the scene in 2011. I guess that's what they're saying. Southern Proud was here. Miss Lashini, however you say it, checked in. Love Shack Sarah. Uh-oh. So this man is supposed to be 90 years old. Yeah, we get that. You know, we've been over that so many times. We talk about that in the videos you will never watch. You know, so what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? Recite all my videos in response? I don't know. Watch the verdict. There's other ones too, though. Robbie, long handle there. He doesn't believe he's 90 years old either. We get that a lot. Pam Donnelly, no stick Pam. It's not a mystery. He will not come right out with it and say, I am not Elvis. We heard from Deb. We heard from JJ Aussie Girl. Michael Keene. Michael Keene. Nancy DeMarco checked in this video. So many did. Dawn. 3 severed heads, my favorite serial killer. And this is a valid point. Interesting, but the pressure, Pastor Bob, must be increasing feeling can't be good for his health. Very good point. So many. Cheryl Chambers, Brenda Noyce. I can't for $5 million. I could not explain to her the difference between pre-recorded and live. It just will never happen. Robert Cole. Hello, Robert Cole. Where did the funding for the new church come in? Well, I think there is a box that the pastor says if you'd like to give, and you should give when you enter the house of the Lord. If you want to put something in it, that's where it is. And I'm having a feeling these 75% visitors give a lot. That is where part of it would come from. Georgia Peach, I don't know if she's here tonight. Jean Phillips, hello. Jackie Roberts, hello, Jackie. And Brenda Gaskill, Irish Mini Mix, whatever. Frequent commenter. Beth by Kiss. No, Beth Pearsall. She's trying to say I'm way behind in the story. Of course, what part I'm way behind in, I'm not sure. I don't feel the need to be first in every topic we cover, because I'm going to do it differently than them. Okay, I'm going to stay away from that one. I never mentioned any names in that video of who that was. So keep that in mind. And I do want to say thank you to Jackie Roberts, $9.99 on the thanks button in that video. But Charity says, I feel sorry for the guy. If it's not Elvis, this poor guy is being pestered. So Jimmy Swaggart is 90 years old already? Is he really? I was saved through Jimmy Swaggart Ministries after watching his broadcast. I used to mock him, make fun of him. And so God, with a sense of humor, used him, I believe. I hope with all my heart, soul, and mind, more than I could ever hope anything, that is reality. He used Jimmy Swaggart via television. It felt like he was speaking just to me. Let's go back to what am I doing? Let's go back to the live stream. The iPhone could finally be dead. Hold on here. All right, I started the video. So it's got over 9,000 views, confronting Bob Joyce face to face. Watch it while you can. It may not be around forever. Okay. Any new people I need to acknowledge? If I miss you, I'm so very sorry. It's kind of heavy. In fact, it's real heavy right now. 161 in the live stream that I know of. And I think you can be here and me not know about it. You not be in the count, maybe. Certainly, you may be in the count, but you don't have to say anything. So I'm all confused. So I looked at my top 10 in the video analytics. I looked at my top 10. Don't say anything yet, though, Richard, because I'll miss it. I looked at my top 10, and they're all related in some way right now to the visit Greg Pritchard did to the house of, I believe, Robert Wayne Joyce. And Molina was there, and a barking dog, a modest house. And you can see that video. Don't wait too long. It may not be there forever. So that started a very popular topic that has spawned 10 videos, all in the top 10 right now. Every one of them in some way is related, traces back to the Greg Pritchard visit, And at first, it seemed like, wow, this is opening up new doors of thought for me and what have you. But after a while, and especially with the last video, I started to see now when you do a video that gets a lot of hits, that brings us into a whole new audience. So there were a lot of people commenting, not not all friendly. You got to expect that, you know. You got to have tough skin if you're going to be a YouTube creator. Um, it's par for the course. And I don't even play golf like Richard. Richard is out there sometimes rubbing elbows with 45 and 47, and even Johnny Mathis. I've been told he's been rubbing elbows with Johnny Mathis. But anyway, now he's out in California, I think. I think he is. Got one more concert, May 18th at the New Jersey Performing Arts Center. Still got to get that Johnny Mathis video up. Got some good Jimmy Sturr video to get up for you. We will get to it this coming week. But anyway, yeah, it's a lot, and I think we have covered this pretty thoroughly. So I'm going to start to pull in the reins of what I do. You know, what I do. If it's if it's respectful comments, I don't censor people here. But I believe Pastor Bob is someone doing a wonderful work for God. I love doing promotional stuff for Household of Faith, mentioning what's going on. I love doing promotional stuff for Gene Ho and the George Magazine event. Pastor Bob will bring the Household of Faith service to Hot Springs once again this year on Sunday, the last day of the household or of the George Magazine live event. He'll be at the Bank OZK Arena for 5,000 seats, something like that. And those who go to the Friday and Saturday, those are the VIPs, which is a paid experience. And we're going to tell you more about that in the weeks to come. They get in first. The people that just have a Saturday ticket will get in first. Go to georgemagazine.com, find out all about it. georgemagazine.com, and find out the whole schedule, who's going to be there. They're still adding to it, I believe, and how to get your tickets, recommended places to stay, etc., etc., what you get when you're VIP. But on Sunday, it's all free to get into the Bank OZK Arena. Pastor Bob will bring the Household of Faith service there. There'll be great music, bigger presence of the music crew on stage, and who knows who will show up to sing with them? I don't know, or play an instrument. Wouldn't that be something? If we looked on the piano, Pastor Bob gets up and just starts singing, gets away from those keyboards. He does his best vocals when he's away from those keyboards. And wouldn't it be something if there was someone else there that kind of looked familiar, huh? So there's all that. So we want to be used of an arm to promote these things. I don't want to promote discord. We have told the story a dozen times, the two Bob Joyce theory. It's just a theory, but to me, it's become more than plausible. And so we've told the story, and it can lead into, infighting and things like that. And I've always said, and not everyone's going to believe this, I don't want to be the guy that takes him away from what he loves and what has. Now, the other programmers aren't going anywhere. I watched a little bit of Matt Savina this week. He doesn't go on camera that much, especially talking about Bob Joyce, but he announced that he's basically, I'm giving him a promo. I'm giving the competition a promo. It's okay. He's going to be talking mostly about Bob Joyce on his one channel. Then he has a channel of his music. He sings, plays guitar, writes original songs, mostly contemporary Christian songs. Very good. He's also battling cancer, and he's been doing chemo and what have you. He's lost a lot of weight. He's lost his hair. So keep him in prayer. Keep Matt Savina in prayer. I don't think I've never known that he's mentioned me or anything. I've never talked to the man, but keep him in prayer. Yeah, there's no more need to say more about that. Paul Comfort, hi. How are you? Welcome. Hi. Katina Swatsworth. Katina and Chris Swatsworth, Team SWAT. Hi. Hello, Jack and everyone. I'm in the 313. You mean area code? Roy Waterman. That's a nice, honest American name with lots of pink waves. How are you? And I think we acknowledge Gail George. She comes most weeks. Hello, Gail. Shelley 3 now. Ruth Buzzy passed away. Wasn't she a funny woman? Yes. 88 years old. Thank you for reminding me. R.I.P. I wasn't a huge Laughing fan back in the day. I saw it from time to time, or I saw parts of it. I saw Richard Nixon come on there and say, "Sock it to me, baby," I believe. How are you, Roy? Where are you from? Where are you watching us from tonight live, Saturday night, May the 3rd, 2025? What are we giving out? Our area codes now? Our phone codes? I don't know. Neo joins us. Hey, welcome. If I missed you, oh, there's Susie Young. Jackie, people from all over send in money. The church does not ask for money. I think he just makes note. This is what I've been told, that he lets you know, and he should let you know, because it's important that you know where to put your money. Because when you come to the house of the Lord, you should come bearing gifts. And don't tip God and then spend $60, $70 at Applebee's, okay? Okay? Jane, look at the eyes. The Elvis eyes. We have that video. And he never mentioned the word he is not Elvis. He never said that. We talk about that qualified denial, and then we come to 8 dozen coincidences, and that's what's in videos like The Verdict and the 50 Reasons Why Bob Joyce May Be Elvis, 7 Reasons Why when people thought that aha moments, sort of where they thought he was Elvis. We show rolling video in that. We show rolling video in a number of our videos. That's when I have to get Andy up here, because I'm a technological nightmare. Hello, Brenda Sweeney. Excuse me, Brenda Sweeney. You never use those words, Tammy. That's correct. I can't just be who I am. People say I'm one of 3 different people. Not really. No. You have the Kenny Rogers look. You don't look like Kenny Rogers. Kenny. That's right. He does not accept money for the CDs. That goes to the church. And yes, people donate in the mail. That's another very important thing, or off the website. And that's a good thing to do. If you're blessed, if someone you're watching brings something into your life, especially if it's a pastor, that kind of thing, your church, yes, bring your first fruits into the temple. So now, Jackie, they're coming at you. They're talking about all the coincidences. Sammy knows a lot of them, even though he doesn't know how to spell Arkansas. Let's see. Brooke Scott. Then Spring Lake. Then Spring Lake. Now Ludington. not to be confused with Lexington. Welcome, 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 welcome. Brooke Scott, that's a cool name. That's like an author's name, so you got to write a book. I don't know whether you're a man or a woman. I'm going with woman, but I'm not positive. The eyes are different for Robert Wayne and Pastor Bob Joyce that we see most weeks. I used to say every week. I don't say that anymore. Richard, what I don't understand is he not Elvis? If he is not Elvis, why is he so connected with Graceland? It's hard just for anyone to go there. Well, first of all, he's not the gardener. That comes up from time to time. So somebody talking about that. This guy also has the Kenny Rogers look. I've seen close-up pictures of him. He's not Bob Joyce, and he's not Elvis Presley. But people still say that. Three Severed Heads wants us to see his comment because he's writing in caps. I'm kind of a person that does that too a lot. You think the driveway leading up to the new church, it reminds you of Graceland, a rural one, yeah. So it's coming either the 11th or June 1st or somewhere very, very soon. Todd Bradshaw is going to talk about this, and it occurred to me a few days ago. He may not have any interest in this at all because he just comes on to be with you guys. He likes you guys. So now I may get some insight because it occurred to me he really doesn't talk about the topic. Took me a long time to realize that, Todd. I never said I was the brightest bulb on the tree. He should not have to say that he is or not. If I were him, I would not say I am Elvis and welcome that dark world back in. Enough in there for those with an eye to see. That's good enough. Very good, Todd. Well, can't disagree with any of that. And I'm not just saying that because he's my top donor. I'm not saying it. I believe that's a good comment. Um, Richard, how does he walk in Graceland? Yeah, you had people that say he's been at various birthday celebrations and stuff. Anybody with a white beard, and same thing at the memorial. The guy who helped Priscilla on or off the stage, or both. While Pastor Bob was preaching directly opposite it in Benton. So, what a wild story. Let's see here. I just looked at the emails. Tammy Griffin hit the Cash App for $10. Well, thank you, Tammy Griffin. Thank you very, very much. My Cash App handle, you have to have Cash App already loaded from your app store. It's green. The app is green with a $sign. You link your checking account to it, then you can use it for multiple things, including paying bills, receiving money from others, etc., etc. Tammy hit the Cash App for $10. My Cash App handle is lowercase letters, Media Guy, and the numbers 56. Media Guy 56, lowercase Media Guy 56. Thank you, Tammy Griffin. I appreciate that very, very much for you doing that. Next video, I think, will be Nancy DeMarco, her impressions of visiting Household of Faith with pictures, and we'll show some other pictures in that video, and that should be up on Monday, okay? That should be up on Monday. Seems to have slowed down here in the speed of the comments. We're not frozen, are we? I always worry that it's not that the video is frozen, but sometimes the comments freeze. So I'm glad I got into your head finally, Todd Bradshaw, because I was wondering about that. just this week. Oh, and it finally occurred to me. He doesn't really say much about the topic. Hello, Teresa Lee Leonard. Hello, Jack and family. Bob is always talking about Elvis. Well, there are those hints. There are those hints. You're a man of mystery too, Ty Bradshaw. You're a little bit of a man of mystery. It's good to have that mystique, right? Marty Greco is here. You must take the cap off. See, I'm a little skittish about having the cap off to my Wooters. I'm Wooters, and this is my world. Because I spilled some water on the control board, and thank God I did not destroy it. Thank you, Jesus. That was last week. But we did sound staticky and unintelligible for a while. Marty Greco joins us at this point. Welcome, Marty. I didn't have your photo ready. I did last time, Wednesday, and you didn't come on. So who knows? You could be over here, but you're not. You're not. Oh, dear. I've just got too many pictures. Have you noticed, Marty? I've got too many pictures. I'm tired. I'll admit to that. I tend to catnap a little bit more, and Karen is sleeping more. Pain will make you do that, you know. I'm so afraid she's going to fall and what have you. So we'll be going down to Westchester on May 8th to meet her surgeon, her potential surgeon. And then a week later, I got to go back to meet my take my cardiac sonogram and see Dr. Naidu, my cardiologist. He said, you know, people that come a short distance, really, you know, like 30 miles or so, are the ones who complain. I had someone fly in from Los Angeles to see me yesterday. Yes. Today is my mother's 85th birthday. Well, look at that. Happy birthday to Katina's mom. Wonderful. Wonderful. Dick Van Dyke says she's a youngin'. She's a youngin'. Southern Grits, a.k.a. Patricia. Pain, I know, will make you sleep. I need a new knee replacement. Yeah. I had knee surgery for a torn meniscus, but I didn't have the knee replaced. Thank you, Three Severed Heads, for visiting. I appreciate that. Saw you in the comment section of the other video. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Jackie. Okay. Not me, Jackie, as in Roberts, I believe. I missed your joke, Neon. Well, perhaps he felt like he was caught in a trap and couldn't walk out because they loved him too much. Baby! Everybody say baby, Shelley 3, from our 51st state of Canada. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Who's in the UK watching me right now? And what do you think about this? They're trying to censor free speech. You can go to jail if somebody doesn't like your opinion. You can't have that. That's the end of democracy. Now, I don't know how much democracy there was in the UK, but I assume there was quite a lot. So you can't have this new guy, this new prime minister, coming against free speech, wanting to throw people in jail because they say something that somebody is offended. That's the whole point of living in a free society and not living in Iraq, Iran, you know, Russia, you know. The whole point is you can voice your opinion. You're going to be offended. Get over it. Get over it. Doesn't mean they should personally attack you. That's a whole different thing. So 140 watching right now and 74 likes. Please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, the like button, the notification bell. This way, when we come on out of the blue, we call it popping on to pop off, pop on to pop off. You'll know perhaps if you're near your device. It's not etched in stone, but it's more likely, that's for sure. So yeah, that's nonstop talking is not always easy. It's not always easy. Good night, Semi. Thank you for dropping by. I appreciate that very much. So confronting Bob Joyce face to face has the thumbnail that goes back to the first George Magazine event when Bob and Walina were filmed at a steakhouse. We have a live show from last week, got over 1,100 views so far. Live, Bob Joyce story overwhelms some people. They don't want to go through all the ins and outs, so they come to a fast conclusion. I'm sure of it. Many just, come on to spout something and will simply say, he's not Elvis. And I sometimes chime in and say, please provide your extensive research. Please provide your extensive research. The Elvis Eyes, how can it not be? There's 2 roll-in videos in that. I don't know how long this video is going to be up either. 3,200 plus hits. The Elvis Eyes, how can it not be? I haven't made the decisions about some of the videos that I think are causing discourse, and I don't want to be the person who does that. We want to make it more positive than that. It's not like we haven't told these stories, Pope Francis, vicar, heretic, or mistaken? Only 422 hits. Interview, the Greg Pritchard interview, the man who went to Bob Joyce's house, the small house. Now, do we have pictures of another house? Yes. Somebody that's here right now gave them to me. But I just think that that I don't want to. I have way in the past shown them. Probably someone else is showing them. I just feel that I just don't want to be any more of an annoyance than I've already been. So the Greg Pritchard interview, which we did via phone, 4,300 plus. Bob Joyce at the house and church, same man, question mark. 5,300 views right there. 5,300 views. And you can go to the live section of this channel and see all our past live shows. The Bob Joyce story explodes. Possibilities, in parentheses. Well over 4,000 views there. Bob Joyce story heating up. The thumbnail has me and AI, thanks to Polka Sean. But the wild new Bob Joyce video with roll-in video from that Greg Pritchard shot and did not use filters, according to him. And then we show video of Pastor Bob Joyce from 2011 singing Come On To Me in his first church. Same man? You say nay or you say yay? The Nonsense Elvis decided on the occult. There's a book saying that out there. Watch that video. Not doing that well, under 700 views. Shocking new Elvis info seems to be a Bob Joyce link is up with 3,100 views. A new angle in that video. A new angle. Where the heck is my UFO video, which I shot from the window back there? Not too much interest in that. And you know it kind of when you're doing it, you know? You kind of know it when you're doing it. I don't even see it. We have a whole series called Homage to Rush Limbaugh. 6 or 7 videos. I use the Rush Limbaugh theme from The Pretenders. Trump fever explodes. And of course, you know, it's off my topic. And that's the hard part for me, is that I have basically 2 things, the Bob Joyce topic and the live shows that people like. But it really helps if we talk about Bob Joyce in the live shows. Bob Joyce breaking. Bob Joyce comes to an arena, 8/17/25. Elvis registering cars, really? Watch that video, 8.2 thousand views. Breaking, Bob Joyce coming to an arena, 8/17/25. Look for that. And then there are those other topic videos. We have Pastor Bob Joyce singing the Lord's Prayer, 1,400 views. So I don't know what happened to my initial UFO video. I didn't do it live, that's for sure. Maybe it's there and I'm just not seeing it. So there you go. Have you ever read the CIA document on curing pain using the 5-5-5-1-6 method? No, I have not. You can email me a little bit on that if you want to. jackthefairguy@gmail.com. jackthefairguy@gmail.com. And there is Todd Bradshaw from Tennessee, hitting the Cash App again for $20 for Sunday lunch. Yeah, you know, now that I'm on Ozempic, Todd, I have to think about, can I do a Chinese buffet? Can't bring the Chinese buffet food home, you know. Oh, you can bring it home, but you can't eat there too. You know what I'm saying? You can do takeout, or you sit down, but don't try to sneak that food into a freezer seal bag that you have in your purse. Don't do it. There are people that try. Thank you for Sunday lunch. I would like to have some salmon and some whitefish, and then sneak in a little General Chow's, you know. But like the other night, Karen made, I'm on the 2nd level of Ozempic right now. And she made spaghetti with meat sauce, and not that big of a plate, but normally I would eat it no problem. I got halfway through it and I knew that was it. And I said, I hate to waste it. She saved it for me. But it's a good thing that I can't eat this whole plate like I used to. It's a good thing, because since my willpower is somewhat lacking, I needed a little help. And Ozempic. Now, I got bad news in the mail today from the Teamsters, my union, Local 237. I was a peace officer for 19 years. So thank you, Todd Bradshaw, and thank you, Tammy Griffin, for hitting the Cash App. I think Brad's coming in now. Here he is. And that is lowercase letters Media Guy 56. Media Guy 56 for any amount, $1, $2, $5. And it's the same with the thanks button. Whatever you can do. Don't do more than you can. Please don't. I wouldn't want you to do that. So I get this letter from Greg Floyd Teamsters president there, and he's basically telling me, that stellar insurance you've had since you retired back in 2018 and has been in place for retirees for decades. Well, you still have it. Oh, this is the drug. They supply the drugs. The city pays for my health insurance. Um, but the drugs and the dental, which they're not changing, and the eyeglasses, which they're not changing, but specifically the drugs. And they're basically saying your stellar insurance is not going to be so stellar anymore. The copays are going to be higher. Now I'm on Camzyos. Are they still going to cover the Camzyos? They've been charging anywhere between $15 and $20 as a copay. Am I suddenly going to hear I'll be all right for the dosage I'm going to get in May, but am I going to hear that the next dosage I'm going to need in late June has gone from a $15 copay to $300-400? I can't do that, I can't do that. So we'll see. We'll see what's going on. Ozempic isn't cheap either, right? Ozempic, if you were paying for it out of pocket, is not cheap. I think they charged me $15. What's that going to be, So I understand, with drugs like Camzyos, which is like well over $1,000 $100,000. No, not 100,000. It's well over. What am I trying to say? Well over 12,000 a year. I'm understanding that is a lot for them to pay, And some of these newer drugs, they don't make deals, And if you don't have a generic version in Camzyos, it'll be many years before there is. It only was on the market, and it came in the market in 2022. What it does is for cardiomyopathy patients, increasing the blood flow, the pumping to the heart. And it really, really does. It does a good job. Back to the live stream. We'll probably only do about an hour and a half tonight, guys, because I'm beat. And I think people, if you have something to say, now's the time to say it. Jack, do you still see those UFOs? No, I hear a lot of rumbling in the sky. I think I saw a drone the other night, not a local drone, but a professional drone. People, even Vito Yazzo is saying, President Trump, check the skies. So I still think there's something going on, and I have that video, wherever it is. I don't know where it went, but I'll look for it later. I could always put it up again if I needed to, but it wasn't setting the night or the day on fire, if you know what I mean. Discussion about Robert Wayne Joyce versus Pastor Bob Joyce. Like they're two different people. You guys must be conspiracy theorists. Like Semi. I thought you left, Semi, but you're still here, or was that earlier? I went back too far. I tried. Yeah, well, I'm responsible for what I say, Jupiter's realm. I see. You see it in the list. Okay. I'm just tired probably and missing it. That's all. I'm glad. Check that video out. What's it called there? What's that video called? Is Darlene Koberstein here? I didn't even know you were here. I'm sorry, Darlene. Sorry. Faith Lloyd is here. Very, very good. One of our loyal people. I'm in overtime. Oh, yes, that's what I'm hoping for in my life. Because I'm just like every other Christian. I want to go to heaven, but I don't want to die to get there. I'm ready to wait for the rapture. I assume I won't be too afraid of heights. Are we talking about General Child, or how do you say that? Everybody has a different way of saying this. Too waxy. Oh, it's tasty though, Nia. General TSO. Someone came in once at a Chinese restaurant and said, I'll have the General TSO chicken. Just spell it out. Tammy says, I pay out of pocket for trispatide, and it's about $600 a month. See, once that happens, if that happens for Camzyos, I'm going to have to say goodbye to you. There are no more moments that I can have you in my life. Well, I could have done a lot better with that. That's why I became a Spark delivery driver. See, I have really great insurance, and the New York City drug insurance has always been stellar. I just don't know how bad it's going to be. Good night, Jack. I'll have a drone drop you off some midnight donuts. All right, but I have to be careful how many I eat when the time comes, so don't shoot it down. I know, right? They're saying pretty soon drones will be able to deliver your restaurant order to your porch. That sounds insane in a membrane. Thank you, Todd Bradshaw. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hi, Rita. We're doing kind of a little shorter show tonight, so I'm sorry to do that to you, but you got a couple minutes here. Yeah, some people say Pastor Bob has a hairpiece that comes down, and it's the same man. I don't agree that it is, but I could be wrong. I just speak of possibilities, and I don't want to keep saying that. Yeah, I know what you're saying about the texture of the hair. It looks just too wonderful, right? Like the one in the thumbnail there where he's sitting in the restaurant with Lena. It looks too perfect. Too perfect. Just like William Shatner's hair. That's what I experienced too. I think Jupiter's Realm, when the UFOs, the little baby ones I'm talking about, see that you're filming, they put on a show for you. They come to dance. And that's what happened outside my window. You can find that video here. I'm told it's still up. I didn't take it down. Watch my little guys doing their show there. They multicolored show. I'm only responsible for what I say, not for what is understood. I'll have to ponder that one. I've always heard, you're not accountable for what you don't understand. You're not accountable for what you don't understand. Certainly someone who has mental issues would not be held accountable for not receiving Christ. A mentally retarded person, I know you're not supposed to say that word anymore, for example. So, yeah. Oh, excuse me, Mr. Mike. Hey, we haven't cut out. Watch, it'll happen now. We see UFOs in Florida. The free state of Florida, even? My goodness. Something's going on out there, folks. Yeah, there's definitely something going on. First John 3:23 in the NIV, chapter 4. Do not believe every spirit, but test the spirits to see whether they are from God, because many false prophets have gone out into the world. This is how you can recognize the Spirit of God. Every spirit that acknowledges that Jesus Christ has come in the flesh is from God. It's always been an interesting verse. But every spirit that does not acknowledge Jesus is not from God. This is the spirit of the Antichrist, which you have heard is coming, and even now is already in the world. Interesting 3 verses, because, we often say that the people back in that time thought they were in the last days, and they weren't, and when you say that the Antichrist is in the world then, This is just one of those things that I'm not ready to try and understand, But just because I don't understand it doesn't doesn't mean that it's not truth. I believe this to be truth, the Word of God. Some I understand, and some I do not. Please pray for Chris Starry, Deborah Lake, and many people here that are dealing with loss, like Tess and Janet Justice, dealing with terrible loss, and that feeling of sadness and grief never goes away. The joy of the Lord will overcome that, but we are also human beings, and sometimes we reminisce, of course, and that's when that happens. Neo's going to buy a rug. Yeah, to get a good one. Don't get one that's a bad one because it just looks silly. It just looks silly. Todd Bradshaw's still here. Amen. Amen. Thank you, Todd, for hanging in. One day we'll know for sure, says Jill. I suppose that could be true. Good night, Jack, and everyone. Good night, BK, and everybody here. Thank you for joining us for Worldwide Rambling Saturday for May the 3rd. Monday, we'll have Nancy DeMarco's pre-recorded video on her trip to Household of Faith. I'll show pictures of the church and what have you that we haven't shown yet, etc., etc. Other pictures in that video as well. That'll be released Monday. Please like it. The most recent videos that go back in the forth of the two Bob Joyce's controversy, I can't say they're going to be up forever. I want to be a positive force here, although we have to tell the truth. If there's major developments, we'll certainly share them. And we're certainly open to promoting what's going on at Household of Faith and what's going on with the Big George Magazine event in Hot Springs, Arkansas. Go to georgemagazine.com to get the skinny and to order your tickets for George Magazine Live 2025 in Hot Springs, Arkansas in August. All right. Thanks, everybody. I appreciate you. Thank you for the blessings you are to me. Talk to you real soon. Bye-bye for now.